How's it going, guys? Welcome in to the first ever NFL mock draft on Rover Sports. I'm going to let you guys roll in. I decided to unveil this at the most random of times. Really excited to see how it goes, and let's have a lot of fun. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to pull up my computer, and I know that this video won't be monetized because there's going to be a lot of highlights, and I just hope that we hang out and have a really good time. I'm going to read the comments, read everything that you guys are saying, have my laptop fully charged. So everybody just sit down, grab a cold drink, grab some nice water or soda or whatever you guys might be drinking. Take a little cigar. It is Wednesday night. It is the most appropriate time to begin our NFL mock draft, and I got some exciting ideas. I'm going to tell you what I think everybody's going to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm uploading it to my Periscope, and I am getting this shit on right now. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to read your comments, and just buckle up. It should be fun. I talked to a couple of friends, like Jet Central might be in the chat. He's kind of a YouTube celeb now, and Pigskin Pete, a lot of great people in there, and Jabari Owens, all my friends. So if you guys don't catch it, always go back and replay it. But right now it's live, and let's have some fun, guys. So 1 second. Okay, guys, we are very close to beginning the first ever NFL mock draft for Rover Sports. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock. How cool would it be if I just had like John Dorsey or like Joe Thomas? Like, why if one of those mofos just called me right now and I could put them on this live stream? How funny would that be? How awesome would that be? You guys have been awesome with the content. I know the Odell Beckham strike a nerve with a lot of people. It's no secret why I talk about Odell, why I talk Niners on this channel. I mean, that's what moves the needle, but that's what I also love. So listen, there's a lot of stuff on here that I'm going to get to, and we're going to get through this thing together, all right? So without further ado, couple ideas. What are your ideas for the first overall picks as I pull you guys up on my laptop? Don't worry, I ain't going to fade out on y'all. Don't worry. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, you guys almost ready to rock and roll here? Oh, man, it is going to be a wild motherfucking ride. I cannot wait. I officially am pulling up my Periscope right now because a lot of those guys like to comment in as well on the show. And I'll be able to see their comments as they come across here, the timeline, which should be very intriguing. All right, and you guys are on here. You guys are live. I have you guys as well. Let's see the comment section. What is up? What is going on, everybody? It is the Rover Sports. It is our time to shine right here, and let's just have a freaking blast. All right, so I got you guys all here. And here we go. JC is down in the chats, man. Go look at Rashad Penny. I think that's the most recent comment. But we officially are going to unveil with the first pick in the first ever Rover Sports, NFL mock draft, the best mock draft of all. The Cleveland Browns select Sam Darnold, University of Southern Cal. So when I look at Sam Darnold, guys, I see a guy that at 6'5" can make a ton of throws. I see a guy that can make a lot of decisions on the field. And what I was really going to say is that when I look at Sam Darnold, he is the safest pick in this draft. It's either Josh Allen or Sam Darnold, but guys, Sam Darnold is, for some reason, he's safer. He's a quirky quarterback. Colin Cowherd likes to say he's a fit quarterback. He can make shit happen when things are going awry, a little bit like Tony Romo-esque. When I look at Sam Darnold, I don't see Aaron Rodgers because I don't see the arm strength. But when I look at Sam Darnold, the best thing that he could ever be is a John Elway, but that's really giving him a lot of praise. Like, Sam Darnold is a guy to me that could Sam Darnold kind of be a bust? Yes, but the weird thing about Darnold is he's a little frail. He's a tiny bit frail. He has fumbling issues. He doesn't play that decisively yet. And I think that he has a high upside, but I think Tyrod Taylor's going to beat out Sam Darnold. You know, you look even back to Sam Darnold's rookie season at USC, and that's when Max Brown from Pittsburgh, who totally sucks, he even beat out Sam Darnold his first year at Southern Cal. So this dude is quirky, but the guy can be an assassin. He has a high upside. I actually like Darnold here more than I like Josh Allen. Too much pressure for Josh Allen being the number 1 overall pick, and I think Sam Darnold is okay. Chef says that Baker, Lamar, Rosen would be his top. I'm going to get to Baker Mayfield in a little bit. I don't think that Saquon Barkley is going to be the pick here one bit. I don't see that happening at all. I don't see Saquon Barkley being the guy. Basically, somebody here on Periscope, Zach says, from Southern California to Cleveland. Well, the thing is that Josh Allen has a little bit of accuracy issues. Sam Darnold's won really big games. Josh Allen hasn't won big games. And what I was going to say is that Sam Darnold, he was going to be the number 1 overall pick last year. He had some fumbling issues. He has a very talented offensive scheme. Now this guy could be a bust in the sense that his release is kind of long. He oftentimes will improvise in kind of the wrong spots. So when I look at Sam Darnold in a lot of aspects, I think that Sam Darnold, when I see him, I think that he could be a bust. He wouldn't be my first quarterback on the board, that is for sure. But the guy is clutch at the end of games, can make plays, can drive his team down the field, is decently athletic, and his arm strength's concerning. The way he protects the football is concerning. But I look at Sam Darnold, and he's going to be the lock. He's going to be the first pick to the Cleveland Browns. If I was the Cleveland Browns and I was making this decision, I'll just say this right freaking now, because I ain't going to hold back shit. Baker Mayfield is my favorite quarterback in the draft. Baker Mayfield will transform a franchise. Baker wins everywhere he goes. Everywhere Baker sets foot on, he wins. At Oklahoma, people thought that he was a freaking intramural basketball player. Coach Stoops didn't know who the fuck he was. He stepped onto that campus not knowing nobody, and he took over that damn school in less than 9 months. So Baker Mayfield is my favorite quarterback in this draft. Sam Darnold is not, but Sam Darnold will be the first pick for the Cleveland Browns. Thank you, Jet Central. The software is kick-ass. I could not care less from Jabari. He is waiting for the big one, the San Francisco 49ers. What if we traded Odell Beckham Jr. to the Browns for the 4th pick, and then we get Saquon Barkley and Quinton Nelson, or better yet, You could get Bradley Chubb at number 2, who then would replace Jason Pierre-Paul, and then you would somehow get Bradley Chubb, or then you would get Saquon at number 4, and then you'd go get Willie Hernandez from the University of Texas, El Paso. That's what I would love to do. Why are you making the Rams give you 23 and next year's pick? There's a chance that the Rams could be really fucking good and next year's pick could suck. So if you're the Giants and you're trying to trade Odell, why don't you just trade him for the 4th overall pick? You know what I mean? So, Chef, I completely agree with you. Big Blue for life. Appreciate you, man. Great comment there as well. Periscope is buzzing. We are a buzzing here on Rover Sports. Shut the F up about Saquon Barkley. Well, you know what the Giants are doing at number 2. The New York Giants. The New York Giants will be selecting. Here we go. Where's this going to go? The New York Giants at number 2. Is it a quarterback? Is it a quarterback? Is it Saquon Barkley, Bradley Chubb, quarterback? Saquon Barkley, Bradley Chubb. Who's it going to be? The New York Giants select Bradley Chubb, North Carolina State University, defensive end, baby. Replacing Jason Pierre-Paul. The guy's a better prospect than Josh Rosen. He's a better prospect than Myles Garrett. In Webb, we mother fucking trust, baby. In Davis Webb, we trust. You have heard it here first. Davis Webb is the guy. No Josh Rosen, no Sam Darnold, no Baker Mayfield, none of that bullshit up in here. No Josh Allen. It is Bradley Chubb. I'm down with the pick. I'm down with Nelson. If it were me, I would take Barkley here, but Bradley Chubb's going to be a difference maker for the New York Football Giants. So no quarterback up in here. Hell no, and hell no. It's going to be Bradley Chubb. This guy is a better prospect than Myles Garrett. Oh, well, he can't play in the 3-4. The guy stood up half of his snaps last year. The guy can play in a 3-4, and he can play pretty freaking well. So I really like this pick, guys. I really like Brad Chubb. Jabari likes the pick. Brad Chubb over Garrett, cleaner prospect, higher motor. Love the kid. And in Davis Webb, we trust, baby, okay? I would also accept Quinton Nelson. Quinton Nelson is from Hoboken, New Jersey, okay? The home of Bruce Springsteen. Actually, he's from Homedale, a really good place to get drunk in the summer. Some hot chicks there. They have a nice amphitheater. That's where Homedale makes their money. But, hey, Quinton Nelson's a Jersey guy. I totally understand that. But listen. Bradley Chubb's going to make a heck of a player. Just no quarterback here, and we are totally fine. No quarterback, and we are Gucci. So that's my pick. It is Bradley Chubb to the New York Giants with the 2nd pick in the draft. All righty, guys. Now the Jets are on the clock. Let's read in some comments. You don't think he's close to Garrett? Who knows? That's probably a Browns fan. We will see. Myles Garrett's okay. Myles has more talent. Myles has better talent than Bradley Chubb, but Bradley Chubb is just as hard of a worker, and Bradley Chubb also has great speed. So, yes. Jet Central, you're on the clock. Nick Patrice doesn't like it. He wants Quinton Nelson. It's funny. We haven't even got Barkley blowback here on the Giants pick, okay? I'm not doing all 32. Spoiler, I'm really sorry. I am only doing the top 10 picks right now for this mock draft. I'm only cutting it into 10. And, Chef, you're a Giants fan. Then who do you want? Do you want Quinton Nelson? I think you did want Quinton Nelson. But listen, a lot of Giants fans are going to want Barkley. A lot are going to say it's crazy to not get Josh Rosen and have him and Webb compete. But you need a player that's going to step in next year and change the franchise. And a lot of idiots out there are saying that the New York Giants are not ready to compete next year in the NFC East. That's a bunch of bullshit. The defense the Giants have is a lot better than the Dallas Cowboys, okay? Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis. I mean, would you take those guys over Landon Collins and freaking Janoris Jenkins? Okay, how about B.J. Goodson? How about Alec Ogletree. The linebackers are okay, but it's Olivier Vernon-Snacks and now Bradley Chubb. That's a damn good defense. This is a top 5 defense when people actually play hard. Then you have Evan Ingram, Odell, Sterling Shepard. Don't get me with the Giants aren't talented to win the damn East. It was Ben McAdoo's fault last year. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, and here we go. The New York Jets at number 3. Where do they go here? A lot of you guys want Josh Rosen. A lot of people are saying Baker Mayfield. This is perfect for the Jets. They do not want the Giants taking Josh Rosen. They don't want the Giants taking a quarterback prospect in this year's draft. The Jets are taking their quarterback here. They traded up aggressively. The Bills. Guess what? The Buffalo Bills have not, okay? The Buffalo Bills have not traded up to number 2 yet. And with the 3rd pick in the 2018 NFL Rover Sports Mock Draft, the New York Jets select Josh Rosen, quarterback, UCLA. Jabari not on meth, my friend. So when we look at this is a fantastic pick. Jets fans are absolutely going to fall in love with this pick. This is a perfect fit from a culture standpoint. This guy is a lock starter in the league. He is my 2nd favorite quarterback in this year's NFL draft. I would take this kid over half the quarterbacks. His floor is Matt Ryan. His floor might be Mike Lennon, but his ceiling, it's Matt Ryan. This guy's not going to flame out. The guy has intelligence. The guy can break down defenses. He can devise game plans, and this is totally Josh Rosen. He is a lock to be in there and operate the offense. If you watch Josh Allen at Wyoming, there were a lot of possessions where Josh Allen would bow out early, whether it was versus Iowa, versus Oregon. He was very inconsistent in the way that his team played the game of football, okay? So the way that we look at Josh Rosen will be a starter for 13 to 14 years in this league. Will he ever win Super Bowls? I'm not sure. Will he ever win MVPs? He will have some good years. Are there durability concerns? Yes. Is this guy going to be the hardest worker in the class? Maybe Mayfield and Josh Allen might outwork Josh Rosen, but it has a ton of football IQ. It's the safest pick in this year's draft class. I think he will be better than Sam Darnold unless Sam Darnold turns into something incredible. I think that Josh Rosen is the safest pick. The Jets need somebody stable at the quarterback position, and I believe it's Josh Rosen. Totally, it's going to be Josh Rosen. If they select Josh Allen, it would be a big, big mistake. And Baker Mayfield is a guy that, again, I don't want really Baker going to New York. I mean, Baker, I believe, can thrive anywhere, but it's just going to be so much pressure for Baker Mayfield in New York. That's why you go with a calmer kid in Josh Rosen, and I believe that it makes the most sense to select Joshua Rosen. I like that too, Big Blue for life. I love Davis Webb and his competitive nature as well. I am totally cool with Team Webb for sure. Guess where we head back? We head back to the land of Cleveland, Ohio, where now the Browns are sitting pretty. They can select Minka. They could select Quinton Nelson, or they could select Saquon Barkley from Penn State. A lot of good options. They have Carlos Hyde. They added Carlos Hyde. Duke Johnson, I believe, is an underrated player that's pretty good out of the backfield. So a lot of options for the Cleveland Browns. Joe Thomas just retired. So do you take Quinton Nelson for the offensive line? Do you look at Minka to help out with Jabril Peppers? But here in this mock draft, I have the Cleveland Browns with the 4th pick in the 2018 Rover Sports Mock Draft. The Cleveland Browns select running back Saquon Barkley from Penn State. I just think that if you compare Sam Darnold with a special running back, and this is where it pains me as a Giants fan because I want Saquon so badly. This guy is absolutely electric. He's fantastic. He's a terrific player. And I look here at what the Browns are going to be doing. And there might be trades. I'm not going to give that away. But here I have the Browns getting Saquon Barkley here with the number 4 pick. They're just not going to pass him up. And I believe that this guy's a transcendent running back prospect. So yes. You believe the Giants should pick Baker or move down? I mean, moving down with the Buffalo Bills is an option at number 12. Moving down is not a bad option. But and thank you there for the Browns background. I don't think he's Reggie Bush there, Zach, because this guy is a lot more powerful than LaDainian. He's a lot more powerful than Reggie Bush. I mean, Reggie Bush was just a straight, streaky flyer. This guy has a tremendously strong, this guy's tremendously strong. He can, break tackles. Again, he's a thicker running back than Reggie Bush, so he is not Reggie Bush. I believe he definitely is more like a Tomlinson or like a Peterson or maybe a Le'Veon Bell than anything. So we're going through a little bit of clicky-clackiness, it seems, on the feed. I apologize for that. There's a lot of shit going on with the feed. So, again, you guys are doing a great job hanging in there, and the Browns are going to take Saquon Barkley. All right, here we go. We're going out now to the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. This is one of my favorite backgrounds. It is my favorite place to watch a football game is on CBS, 4 o'clock. That's where the magic happens, ladies and gentlemen. That is where the magic happens, is Mile High. Just look at the autumn of Mile High. It's just an incredible scene out there in Denver. I've never been there, but you have the horse, you have the incomplete, you have the sea of the Orange Crush. When they wear the Orange Crush jerseys, it's amazing. 4 o'clock dusk at Mile High is absolutely fantastic. We have a Cowboys fan asking about number 19. I'm going to slowly work there. When you do a mock draft, sometimes there's a lot of different options that can come into play, and there's a lot of there's a lot of trades that can take place, and sometimes you think of a mock and you want to make all the pieces make chronological sense, when you're picking them. So this pick right here makes a ton of sense for the Denver Broncos, and it goes against exactly the mistakes that Mr. Elway has done in the past. And with the 5th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft mock draft, the Denver Broncos are going to select Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma. And this is where we're going a little bit off the board. We're getting a little wild here. We're getting a little wild. So, I did not say, first of all, if you're going to unsubscribe, man, it's a free country. Do whatever you want, man. We have a lot of fun on this show. But a lot of people are going to disagree. I think Bradley Chubb's going to be the pick. I wanted Saquon Barkley for the Giants. I do, but I think it's going to be Bradley Chubb, which I also don't mind. But when I look at Baker Mayfield, guys, and I look at Baker, Josh Allen could be, he could very easily be Paxton Lynch, right? Because Josh Allen, he played with Justin Fuente, who was an incredible coach at Memphis. And Justin Fuente was never going to make he was never going to make Paxton Lynch's draft stock seem poor, if that makes sense. Okay? So Paxton Lynch was a guy that Fuente built up from the ground. And basically, Memphis played, I believe they still play Conference USA football. So they play like Tulsa, a lot of teams of that nature. Josh Allen is very similar to Paxton in that they're both big quarterbacks with big arms. But Mayfield reminds John Elway of who John Elway was as a younger guy. Fiery, competitor, a little bit on the smaller side, huge arm with tons to prove. So I believe that well, Lynch and Allen, they both went to small schools. They both were up and down with their accuracy. And Baker Mayfield relates to John Elway. John wants a winner. And you know what? The Broncos just got Case Keenum, and Case Keenum is the same measurables as Josh Allen or as Baker Mayfield. The Broncos had Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch. They've gone big quarterbacks. They've gone big-armed, big-hand quarterbacks. They're going to change it up here, and that's why I see Baker Mayfield as the selection. He's going to push Case Keenum. It's going to be a hell of a quarterback battle. Other options, you have Quinton Nelson. All you have is Quinton Nelson, and yeah. And you have Quinton Nelson, who could be a pick, but they just went with Bowles last year, so I don't know why the Broncos would decide to go O-line again. They could. Bradley Chubb is off of my board here, so you could go Fitzpatrick, pair him with the secondary, but I don't think that is the pick. So right here, this pick is going to be Broadway Baker. Baker Mayfield goes to the Denver Broncos with pick number 5, and I think it's the steal of the draft. I think that this is the best pick made in the first round of this year's draft. So we take a little moment to take a breath, to relax. Any comments and questions? I think the mock is going pretty good so far, and a lot of guys want to go ahead and a lot of guys want to go and just project what their teams are going to do. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to spoil this mock draft, and you guys have been tremendous here. Nick, the Jets fan, he agrees with me. Well, he actually has the Jets taking Baker Mayfield. If the Giants happen to take Josh Rosen, I think the Jets have to go Mayfield. And again, I still got some spoilers and some surprises here for what is going to transpire. Here's a guy that needs really no introduction. He also doesn't need highlight tape. With the 5th pick in the Rover Sports mock draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Quinton Nelson, guard from Notre Dame. Chris Ballard likes Bradley Chubb a lot. Bradley Chubb was mocked to him a lot, but this is the guy that's the clear-cut best option for the Indianapolis Colts at pick number 6 is Quinton Nelson, okay? He is the guard from Notre Dame, a lock, very good player, and I think that this is a very, very good selection for the Colts. I really do. I believe it's a no-brainer, actually. The offensive line has really struggled. Jack Mahort hasn't been that good. The guy from Texas Tech has not become, I think he's DeRaven Clark or something, a third-rounder. He really hasn't come to fruition either. They just have a lot of guys that are hurt. It's time to solidify that offensive line, and you are getting maybe the safest player in this draft. So I believe Quinton Nelson to the Colts. No one's going to have a problem with it. An A-, A pick for the Indianapolis Colts and Chris Ballard. Do-do-do-do, how's that sound, guys? I love that sound, by the way. Do-do-do-do. A trade has been made between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They have sold the rights to the 7th overall pick to the Buffalo Bills. Here comes Brandon Beane. Here he comes, out of nowhere. That gallant Brandon Beane phones in from Western New York. The Buffalo Bills have traded with Jason Licht. Jason Licht wanted the offensive lineman Quinton Nelson. He would take Bradley Chubb. He looked at Minkah Fitzpatrick, and he thinks Minkah could be Vernon Hargreaves again, and he could trade back to the 12th pick, and he could still get a rock-solid safety or cornerback. That's what he is thinking. So they have traded the pick to the Buffalo Bills, and then Buffalo It's almost like Money in the Bank. And then Goodell's going to come up and say, with the 7th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen, quarterback, Wyoming. And I think, guys, I am so damn excited to see Josh Allen in Buffalo. Big-armed kid, my favorite kid in the draft, because everybody rips Josh Allen like I think Baker and Rosen are better, but everybody rips Josh Allen. They say, how come this kid's getting selected so high? He's just a Kyle Bowler. He's just Jamarcus Russell. You know, he just has a big arm. He played in Wyoming and has this completion percentage. Why isn't Lamar Jackson ranked higher than Josh Allen? You know, why isn't Kyle Lauletta ranked higher? This guy is going to suck. He's the biggest bust ever. Jets don't take him. Browns don't take him. I'm tired of all the hate. Josh Allen can throw the ball 80 damn yards, strongest arm we've ever seen in this draft process, played in a pro-style system, nicest, most humble kid from a farm in Fireball, California. The whole town of Fireball loves him. 0 Division I collegiate offers for Josh Allen. I want to see Josh Allen say, F the haters, and I want the haters to shove it up their ass when Josh Allen goes and balls out. Okay, first of all, Josh Allen he lost all of his talent at Wyoming, so nobody could separate. He went against San Diego State. He went against good defenses. Air Force is a good defense. So I don't think Josh is going to Cleveland per se, but this guy, Josh Allen, he could be really special. Okay, him and McCarron are going to duke it out. Brandon Beane has said, you can believe this or not, but Brandon Beane has said that he hasn't really looked into the quarterbacks that in depth yet. So that means that he's willing to let the Jets get their crack. He's willing to let Cleveland take their crack, even Denver. And then he's going to get his guy here, Josh Allen, or Baker, whoever slips, but it's going to be Josh Allen, number 7, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which need another running back because Doug Martin is not going to be there much longer. They acquire some very important second-round assets. So Josh Allen, I believe Allen has a huge ceiling. I really like Josh's game. Josh will need to get into a rhythm, and the biggest thing with Josh Allen is Josh Allen needs a leash. So going to Denver would have been better for Josh Allen because he has the Case Keenum buffer ahead of him, but going to Buffalo is perfect. You're out of the limelight. The fans will really like you there. There hasn't been any quarterback there for a really long time, so expectations are not going to be incredibly high with being the 4th quarterback selected. It's kind of like Pat Mahomes. If Allen goes number 1 to Cleveland, way too much pressure, way too much negative energy. It's much better for Josh Allen. It's much better for Josh Allen to go up to Buffalo, and just the city of Buffalo will embrace him. A.J. McCarron will play, and he might even play very well. So I really like Josh Allen here, and again, I'm tired of the hate with Josh. I think the guy can be tremendous. He has a much higher upside than Jared Goff, than Derek Carr, than Dak Prescott. And Josh needs playing time and consistency. Okay, I don't care if he goes out and vomits on the field during his first 3 games. You need to stick with him, give him a year, and Brian Daboll in Buffalo will do that. The quarterback's coach in Buffalo was the same quarterback's coach that was with Andy Reid. He's a 61-year-old gentleman, and bottom line is he will teach Josh Allen to be like McNabb, because McNabb, again, is a boomer bust sort of quarterback, a guy that made incredible throws down the field, and this quarterback coach in Buffalo is the guy that is from Andy Reid's tree. So Buffalo at number 9 or at number 7 selects Josh Allen. That brings us to our next pick. This is, again, the second to final pick of the first version of our mock draft, and everybody's waiting for the grand finale coming up, which is number 9, the San Francisco 49ers. So everybody is pumped. UCF Jaguar corrected me. Dougie Martin is on the Niners. So, listen, the Tampa Bay, they're going to have to draft some running backs. So, listen, UCF there. Putting it in on the comments. Really appreciate that. So, Jabari, we got one more pick, and then it is all Niners talk from here on out. It's going to be chaos. It might even be like a movie like The Purge, man. So here we go. Chicago Bears. A lot of fans are in the crib of the Chicago Bears. I hope that this is going okay. A lot of shit buffering on my end. And here we go. Okay. With the 8th pick, okay. Oh my gosh. Goodell is trying to get his card in order. Ooh. I apologize for 1 second. I want to get this right. This is very important to get correct. Okay. Wow. No wonder. I completely almost butchered the card. I am really sorry. We're having a little Steve Harvey situation going on, but luckily I have fixed it. And without further ado, the 8th pick in the NFL draft, 2018 NFL draft, the Chicago Bears select Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker, Virginia Tech. So Bears take Edmonds, exactly right, man. The Chicago Bears take Tremaine Edmonds, 3-4. You know what that means. You know what Vic Fangio needs? He needs linebackers. Leonard Floyd, Tremaine Edmonds, Nick Kwiatkowski. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. This could be fantastic. Biggest upside in the draft, Matt Nagy. You know what Matt Nagy's going to want to do? I'll tell you what Matt Nagy's going to want to do. He's going to want to play. He's going to want to give Vic Fangio his trust. I mean, this is a little kid going into a grown man's house and saying, listen, I'm going to, I don't want to, draft we have wide receivers, so Calvin Ridley isn't the pick. I don't want to step on your toes, man. Let's get Tremaine Edmonds, a guy that Vic Fangio will make into a very good linebacker. Tremaine Edmonds, often when you're playing a 3-4, Edmonds is known to be overly aggressive. The guy's only 19 years old, and he played with he played with one of the great defensive coordinators and coaches at Virginia Tech. So once I find the stupid defensive coordinator of Virginia Tech, that's kind of important to look up. But you guys are talking about how I'm Steve Harvey. The whole draft has been going great, and unlike Steve Harvey, I didn't get the no card wrong. Okay, I wasn't Jimmy Kimmel. I wasn't Steve Harvey, okay? It's Bud Foster like I thought, okay? It's Bud Foster. I was almost going to say it. It was on the tip of my tongue. So Ronald Reagan's in the house. All my guys are in the house, man, on YouTube. And listen, what is going on? Niners fans are in the house. My friend Rombo is the best. I'll never be Rombo Sports. And oh man, it is time. The channel is going crazy. The Bay Area, I could barely think this whole thing might come to a closing end because right now, this is the moment that most of my fans and most people on this channel have been waiting for, because right now, this channel is run by the Niner Empire. So who knows? The Giants are closing up. The Bears fans are closing up. Okay? The Bears fans are closing up. There is no Edmonds on the board. Bradley Chubb is not on the board. Quinton Nelson is not on the board. And Saquon Barkley is not on the board. But guess what? This was John Lynch's option number one from the beginning. This is my favorite pick in the draft, and I'm going to tell you why in just a second. I mean, this is my favorite pick for the San Francisco 49ers, and I'm not even going to read your comments anymore because I'm getting ready to formulate my argument. I'm getting the roster in front of me, guys. This is our time for the Niners fans. Okay, this is our time. And here we go. The card is handed in. And with the ninth pick via the coin toss, with the ninth pick in the 2018 Rover Sports NFL Mock Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Derwin James, Florida State safety from Florida State. Richard Sherman, Adrian Colbert, okay, Jimmy Ward, and this dude. I mean, now you've got a secondary. Now you've got a secondary. This is really, I believe, the best option. This guy is a heck of a player. It's not going to be Roquan Smith. It is Derwin James, Florida State. This guy has a huge high upside. He's from the same school as Jalen Ramsey, would have been a top 5 pick last year if his quarterback didn't get hurt. And guess what? This guy is a Niner, an alpha dog. When you talk to people, you know what they say about Derwin James? He's an alpha dog. Alpha dog, man, in the locker room. Him, Sherman, Colbert. Oh my gosh, it is going to be phenomenal. The Niners just took a linebacker last year. Edmonds is off the board. Roquan doesn't shed blocks particularly well. The Niners are going to look for the other rounds to even get more depth at the linebacker position. This is a difference maker. You know what John Lynch's wet dream is? It's his old position. You know who could coach up safeties? Sherman and Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh runs a system like Seattle, and this dude has Cam Chancellor qualities about him. He does. He does. So, Jabari, I think Niners fans should love this pick. High upside. I am super excited about this pick. Roquan, I'd be decently excited. Tremaine Edmonds, if he slips, there's a very good chance the Niners could take him, although they took a linebacker last year. Derwin James, baby. Florida State. This guy's tape is ridiculous. Lynch is going to fall in love with this guy, Robert freaking Saleh. Robert Saleh will absolutely love it. So that's my 9 picks. Okay, I love Derwin James to the San Francisco 49ers. That I think it's a perfect fit. If I had to rank all of the picks, I think the Giants pick with Bradley Chubb, I would go Saquon Barkley. But really, I love this pick for pretty much all of the teams. I like the Bills getting Josh Allen. Baker Mayfield to Denver is perfect. So, yeah. I'm not sure, man, if it's 35. I could see him wearing 42 maybe. I'm not sure. I got to check up on the numbers for sure. But my pick is Derwin James, man. I think that guy's going to be a heck of a player. I look at this whole draft. I think Cleveland taking Darnold number 1 might actually be the worst pick because I think that they should just take Baker Mayfield or Josh Rosen. I think those two are better prospects. But then if they can get Barkley at number 4, that would be a huge haul for them. I think the Bucs trading out to the Bills in this selection is not that good. The Bucs are going to look to get Minkah Fitzpatrick. The good news is Minkah's a safety, and I believe Carl Joseph and Reggie Nelson are on Oakland, so I believe Oakland will be going with Roquan Smith. Okay, I believe Oakland's going with Roquan Smith at number 10, so then that sets up number 11, which, if I'm not mistaken, I just want to pull up this whole dang draft board right now. Okay, and let's go to the freaking mock drafts because I know who's at 12. I know that that's Buffalo, but then that's going to turn to Tampa Bay, so they would take Minkah at 12. At number 11 is the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins might look to trade back because they need a lot of help. So I have the Bengals taking Colton Miller, I believe, UCLA. I have Roquan Smith going to the Oakland Raiders, but the Bengals actually scratch that. It's Mike McGlinchey. Remember, the Bengals, they do not like to take players from Pac-12 or ACC. They like SEC players, or they like guys that play really physical football. So that's what the Bengals are going to do. You have the Chargers. The Chargers do need a defensive tackle. They can't stop the run in the interior. You have Ingram and Bosa. You need someone in the middle. I'm leaning Vita Vea from Washington there. okay, because Vita Vea is the best nose tackle really in this draft. So I think it's going to be Vita Vea. And if Derwin slipped to them, they'd obviously be enticed. But again, this is Gus Bradley. This is pretty solid shit that the Chargers are trying to build. And this is the latest mock draft from CBS.com. They have Bradley Chubb. They have the Jets with Josh Allen. I've seen that before. Saquon at 4. Rosen at 5. But again, the quarterbacks are all interchangeable. The Bucs is Minkah Fitzpatrick if they keep that pick. The Bears is Quinton Nelson. Here they have a trade with the Colts because the Colts won't take Quinton Nelson. I'll say this right now. If Quinton Nelson gets up to number 8, there is zero chance that the Bears will actually take Edmonds because Quinton Nelson's offensive line coach works for the Chicago Bears. So that would be a done deal. Ronald Reagan, man, thank you so much. I appreciate the people that are fans. A lot of people say they're going to unsubscribe, but I have a silly feeling that they'll come back just to disagree or just to try to poke holes in the Rover Sports, which I love, man. This is a sports show. This is a forum to get your dialogue game right. Am I going to do this one every night? I mean, it takes a little while to get this set up, and I might continue with the mock draft process, but I wanted to answer a lot of questions, man. Houston Texans. Houston. Well, guess what? They do not have a first-round pick because Deshaun Watson was traded for them. So the Texans, what they're going to need to do, they took Tyrann Mathieu. So the Houston Texans, what I believe they're going to do, they could always look at defensive line. They could always get another running back with Lamar Miller. Their wide receiver core is very, very good. Fedorowicz is good. Their offensive line needs some help, especially that tackle. I believe that tackle has had a lot of problems with the Houston Texans recently. You guys can figure out his name, but it's going to be offensive tackle. There's some good ones. Colton Miller's a good one. Mike McClinchy's a very good one. Connor Williams from Texas is a good one. So there are some pretty good tackles in this class. Interior linemen, I love Willie Hernandez from UTEP. I like Sony Michel. I like Anthony Miller, Josie Jewell. Those are the guys that I've been saying and complimenting. Calvin Ridley might go all the way up to the Dallas Cowboys. The Cardinals are probably going to be tanking, and they're probably going to take like Lamar Jackson or somebody to try to fill in those shoes because they have Sam Bradford now. But the Bills, A.J. McCarron's a great placeholder. And yeah, guys, this, my friends, was the first version of the mock draft. I might go in, do some more research, and maybe in a couple of weeks or something, maybe in a couple of days, you never know when we're coming back with this again, we will fire one up again. Periscope, you've been awesome. YouTube, you've been great. Enjoy it. Take care. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Enjoy the replay. And again, let's get through this week and enjoy life. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day.